Want to win prizes while watching football? Here's how. Football just got a whole lot more exciting with Match Bingo, the game where watching football actually wins you rewards. Here's how it works. Before kickoff, you'll get a Match Bingo card. Instead of numbers, it's filled with all the moments we love and hate. Whether it's yellow cards, corners, offsides, VAR, penalties, even a bit of stoppage time drama. As the game goes on, you'll tick them off one by one. Hit a line, shout bingo, and you're in the running for prizes. More boxes you complete, the bigger chances you got to win. We're talking football merch, matchday gear, vouchers, and loads more. Every game you play gives you another shot at winning. And the best part, it's free to sign up. So that Monday night mid-table clash suddenly has you on the edge of your seat because you just need one more corner to win. Even a goalless draw becomes nail-biting when there's a prize on the line. And the best part of it is free to sign up. Play along, compete with your mates, and win real prizes with Match Bingo. Scan the QR code on the screen and click the link in the description to get started today. Make Match Bingo a win.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again, live for another Tops in the Morning show, and it's deadline day madness, man. What happened last night? Oh my lord, bomber after bomber after bomber. This is the biggest one of the lot, and yes, it is confirmed. Liverpool have agreed a British record fee of £125 million for Alexander Isak. He's getting his move. He's having a medical today. It's the final day of the transfer window, and yeah, it looks like they're going to be getting a star key player, man, star striker in the building. Liverpool have agreed a British transfer record for £125 million to sign striker Alexander Isak from Newcastle United. Key to mention, it's not the 150 that obviously was touted, that was mentioned in the last couple of summers that obviously Newcastle wanted. They've obviously caved in. They wanted to get rid of the player. And again, when they bought the striker from Stuttgart, Verdemeter, it was kind of obvious that they were going to team up to obviously get that was going to be his replacement kind of thing. I still think there's kind of news that apparently they're going to try and get someone else. Try to get someone else this Monday. You got Wissa, still obviously at Brentford. Apparently they want £65 million as a replacement. Strad Larson is another player they bidded for. Apparently Wolves do not want to let him go. I doubt they're going to do it on the last day of the window, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Sources close to the deal have told BBC Sport that an agreement for the Swedish international to move to Anfield is now in place. Newcastle sources claim the deal could be worth as much as $130 million with add-ons. Newcastle is expected to undergo a medical on Monday before signing a 6-year contract. Liverpool had an originally $110 million offer rejected in August, but now set to land their first choice target of the summer. The saga involving the 25-year-old appears set to come to an end on the final day of the summer window, as it follows Newcastle have signed Nick Verdemeter from Stuttgart last week. Liverpool have already broken the transfer record this summer by signing German attacker midfielder Florian Wirtz in a deal worth an initial $100 million with a further $16 million in add-ons, man. So that's a massive, massive piece of news there. Big up everyone in the building. Big up RS. It says, happy Isak Day. LOL, your reaction for Szoboszlai goal was great. I enjoyed you look past the result and admired the goal. Listen, bro. Listen, sometimes you just got to, because again, it's one of those ones, bro. Like, I just wasn't expecting him to shoot from there. And never mind scoring it. So sometimes you're just going to be like, you know what, fair play. My reaction was exactly the same when Rice scored his goal. When certain free kicks go in, you're just like, oh my God. You're just like, fair play, man. Like, what a free kick. Like, it was a sensational strike, man. So, yeah, man. Yeah, fair play, man. It's a quality free kick. I've seen a couple of people try to blame Raya, but it's just, sometimes you just go like, you know what, that's just a world-class strike. And it off the post from there as well. The accuracy and the power to get it past the keeper on obviously that side is a sensational technique. So, sometimes you got to give credit where it's due, man. But big up yourself. But yeah, man, unbelievable goal. Unbelievable. Even from, again, it was against my team, but unbelievable goal, man. I think Newcastle will loan someone in at this stage. Yeah, you know what? I feel like that's probably going to be the best kind of option. Don't keep an eye on like an Ollie Watkins loan or something like that, you know, because I feel like, again, what's happening at Villa, man? I didn't watch the game, but I've seen that they lost 3-0 at Villa Park against Crystal Palace, man. So, yeah, something needs to change. Something definitely needs to change in terms of what's going on there. I know they're trying to obviously bring in Lucas Paquetá in from West Ham. We'll have to get into that later. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how they're in the bottom. They're in the bottom three at the minute. They've not even scored a goal. Never mind won a game. So yeah, worrying times for Villa. Pardon me, at the start of the season. Yeah, Isak's arrival would obviously top up outlay. Also bringing in Ikitike, Kirkes, Frimpong, obviously Georgie. Bro, you've got in a lot of players, man. The deal would take the club spending to about $416 million without add-on fees. Obviously, that's obviously not including net spend because obviously you have sold quite a lot of players as well. Liverpool could still add to the spree with the Reds working on a deal to sign England defender Martin Guehi from Crystal Palace. Meanwhile, the departures of Luis Diaz, Nunes, Kwanzaa, Kelleher, obviously Trent, Morton, Ben have obviously recouped an initial 190 million. So all in all, you're talking about 200 mil, 200 plus net, which is obviously, I think it's still less than Arsenal, to be honest with you, because we ain't sold anyone. So yeah, man. How's the Isak move come about? Isak was obviously joined Newcastle in for 60 million pounds from the La Liga side, Real Sociedad in 2022. Scored 27 goals from 47 appearances. 42 appearances, across all competitions last season. He helped the Magpies win, obviously, the Carabao Cup with the forward scoring in the final against Liverpool, ironically, and helped them qualify for the Champions League, finishing 5th. Earlier this summer, Isak was left out of the squad for a minor thigh injury, while it was understood he wanted to explore and move away. He trained alone at his former club, Real Sociedad, before Liverpool's initial bid was not backed by Newcastle. Obviously, continued speculation about his future. Isak released a statement saying, obviously, promises had been broken by Newcastle and their relationship cannot continue. Isak believed he would be allowed to leave Newcastle if a big club came in for him and offered the right price. Obviously, Newcastle remained firmed. But again, it's one of those ones that's obviously got over the line in the end. What's going on here? Blaming Ray blaming the ball was funny. See, you know what? With that one, man, that was nasty work by Sky as well, by the way, because obviously they asked him about, because I watched the interview before they clipped it in it. They asked him about, obviously, the ball in general in it. And then that's when he came out and said, obviously, you got to get used to the balls, bro. But, bro, you know, with these kind of loaded questions, bro, the Arsenal players need to learn from, obviously, what happened with Arteta, man. Because, again, he got clipped up as well last year about blaming the ball. It just sounds terrible, man. So when it comes to questions like that, you just got to try and say, you know what? The ball obviously is different, but it's no excuse to try and nullify any kind of blame, because they'll just clip it. And I think that video's got like over a million views on Twitter, innit? So they definitely knew what they were doing, man. Have to get used to these new Puma balls, guys. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, again, loaded, bro. It was a loaded question, man, for sure. To get this reaction in it of how you blaming the ball in it. It's what I'm saying. It's nasty, man. It's nasty. Or it's just engagement farming, in it. Our net spend is less than Arsenal. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. We can't sell for love for money. Obviously, today is going to be a crucial day of us trying to sell players as well. So we'll have to wait and see if we actually sell any. Hi, Tots. Big up yourself. Hope you're well. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're well, Jake. But yeah, man. Obviously, back to what I was saying. In terms of the British transfer record fee, it would overtake the 107 mil Chelsea paid for Benfica. Well, that's already been overtaken by Verts anyway. Obviously, that Chelsea paid for Enzo Fernandez, Verts, Moses Caicedo, Declan Rice, and Jack Grealish all moved for initial fees of 100 million. With add-ons, Verts could become the biggest deal of those, while obviously Caicedo's move from Chelsea may end up costing 115. Rice's switch from West Ham to Arsenal, so he got that wrong, in the same year could reach 105. On a global scale, Isak's potential move to the Reds is set to become the third, while when based on initial fees. The two most expensive moves in football are obviously PSG's signings of Neymar and Mbappe. Obviously, the French club spent 200 million bringing on Neymar in 2017. Mbappe joined them in the same year, initially on a loan, which became permanent for 165.7 million pounds. The Isak transfer could rank behind those, but above moves, including obviously Philips Coutinho and Dembele. Coutinho joined Barcelona from Liverpool in obviously 2018 for a 142 million pound package. Was worth initial 105, while the Spanish club paid Borussia Dortmund 96. Bro, I didn't realize they paid him that much, you know, from Dembele. Flipping out. I didn't realize that much. 135 mil. Flipping out. But yeah, this is obviously the timeline of the Isak kind of saga. Finished obviously the season with 27 goals. Obviously, Eddie Howe said he will absolutely be on the tour. Then they signed Ikitike, Liverpool, which obviously Newcastle were after. Then he's obviously left out the squad, so he's quite close together, 23rd, 24th, and then obviously the same day he says he wants to leave. Then obviously sources say that Liverpool are still keen on signing him, despite obviously TK coming in, trains alone, and then yeah, all of August basically it's been the saga. But I reckon this is you know what it is. I feel like this deal's been done behind the scenes a long time ago, bro. Because how are we getting here? We go out of nowhere where we didn't even know they were going to bid till last night, and now everything's all done. Now it's having a medical like so quickly. It's like, bro, they definitely planned this. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, we play each other on the second game. We don't really want Isak playing for you against us, so we'll drag it out till after then. Mate, and Liverpool will probably be like, yeah, we'll allow you to have time this window or this kind of August to gain a replacement for him. Then when you do that, We'll probably wait to the last day of the window. And then obviously we'll sign him from there because, yeah, it all seems a bit suspect how it just all kind of come together so quickly. Isak not being part of the matchday squad as Newcastle held Aston Villa in the Premier League opener. Isak says promises have been broken by Newcastle and the relationship cannot continue. But club not committed to obviously have been made to Isak. And then, yeah, 30th of August, they announced obviously Verdameda. And then the 1st of September, they've agreed the fee on the last day. So, yeah, man. But, yeah, in terms of the signing, fantastic signing. A fantastic signing. What a player. One of the best strikers in the Premier League. And he's just going to strengthen Liverpool's bid to obviously retain the Premier League title even more, man. Looking very, very good. I only think the only thing that's going to stop them, in my opinion, is if they get injuries to key players, like a Van Dijk and stuff like that. Other than that, yeah, I think the still most well equipped. Obviously, they've got a very good manager as well, and yeah, they've still got quality players that I'm not even kicked into gear at the minute, and they're still top of the league. Do you know what I mean? Salah has been obviously nowhere near it. I am so far at the start of the season. So when he obviously kicks into gear, you got obviously Isak now. TK's look decent too. When these guys start to get going, it's going to be a long day, man. It's going to be a very, very long day. Very long day. But yeah, big up obviously Match Bingo as well for sponsoring this video. Make sure you guys go and scan the QR code or click the description obviously link in the description, if you want to join up. Well, yeah, man, big up RS says this was agreed some time ago, in my opinion. It happened too fast. Yep. Newcastle have been lying to the fans and have painted these as a bad guy, so they would accept it 100%. 100% agree. I think that's what they've definitely done. I think I believe Isak in terms of obviously the scenario. I think he was promised a high-level contract back in the obviously middle of the last season. The woman that obviously promised him the contract obviously has obviously left now in Newcastle. They've probably said, no, we can't really pay you that. We're going to just keep you on the wages at the minute. And then end of last season, I think he said he wanted to leave because obviously there was a period where against Arsenal he didn't play. He was just injured all of a sudden. I always thought that was a bit weird. So yeah, I think then that's when he probably refused to come in or refused to train or whatever, and just told him to leave me out the squad, say I'm injured. So yeah, and then yeah, I feel like after that, obviously end of the season, he was adamant he was wanting to leave. Liverpool probably were floating with the idea of trying to make a bid when they probably got encouragement from his entourage that again he wanted to join them. I think that's when they kind of put the wheels in motion. But yeah, I think this has kind of been agreed between Newcastle and Liverpool for a minute, man, to be honest with you. I think the hold-up was literally just Newcastle trying to find a replacement. And the fact that I think if Sesko would have joined Newcastle, I think Isak would have probably joined after the Liverpool game. But obviously, because they just literally just got a replacement in this week. That's why it's took to obviously deadline day. But I mean, overall, I think all parties should be happy, man. Newcastle getting 125 mil, double what they paid for the player. Liverpool getting a fantastic player on a 6-year deal. And Isak getting a move to a bigger club that potentially could win the Premier League and Champions League with. So, yeah, I think all in all, I think everyone should be happy with the deals, man, for sure. Big RS says Salah's still struggling with the Jota loss. Yeah, that's fair enough. Him and Sabaza were in tears on the pitch when fans sang his song. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough, man. I can't really argue with that still, to be fair. You would do it. And this is why people were saying we don't know how obviously different players are going to react to obviously the tragic loss of Diego Jota in the summer. So yeah, that is understandable, to be honest with you. Because obviously people's relationships with him are going to be different. So yeah. Big up BBK Sports, man. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, my bro. Good to see you in the chat, man. Hope you are well, my guy. Big up Tots. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you are good. Big up yourself, man. But yeah, obviously Liverpool obviously won again yesterday, beating Arsenal 1-0 from that amazing Szoboszlai free kick. But yeah, going on to obviously Arsenal, yeah, I just feel like the tactics were very, very negative, especially in the second half. I think, again, there's no problem to you trying to gain a base, especially in the first half, to try and nullify the crowd, making it containing Liverpool to a certain extent. But again, for me, it's the game in two halves. You got to then in the second half be a bit more braver early on. I would have said at half time, Martinelli was not having a good game offensively. Take him off, bring Eze on, or whoever on that left-hand side, and then take off Marino and bring on Odegaard or whoever in the 10, and then go from there, man, and see if we could try and win the game, especially at 0-0. He brought them on when it's still 0-0, but the momentum was all with Liverpool, man. They were trying to score, basically. We had no kind of reply. We weren't even doing anything in transition at that moment in time in the game. We were just kind of getting pinned back. Obviously, they had the goal that was offside as well. But they were knocking on the door, really. They were knocking on the door. Ray wasn't making loads of saves, but during that period in the second half, really, the whole second half, if you had to say one team was going to score, it was going to be Liverpool. So, yeah. But yeah, it was a fantastic free kick, and I think that's the kind of risk you take when you don't have offensive tactics, when you're quite negative, when you're quite happy to contain and go out there with the draw. Do you know what I'm saying? When you have that mindset, I don't think you ever should, man. I think you should always try and win the game. You should always take chances to try and win the game, man. I don't think it should be so reserved and so negative, in my opinion. Otherwise, you just come to a point where you end up losing the game anyway. So we should have just went for it. Imagine if we would have started with Eze or started with Odegaard and Ethan or Max, get me, and have a bit more attacking flair. It might have been a different game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Big up Chris, man. Big up yourself in the building. Charisma, can't even say it. Charismations, mate. Arteta cost you again. You were there for the taking. Well, sorry, we were there for the taking. Was our worst performance on the slot. Sabo Scrub still had a bad game despite the screamer. Once again, pathetic mentality from Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I thought Sabozza had a decent game, to be fair. Martinelli was locked up. Like, Martinelli did nothing in it, and he was playing at right back. And he did one ball over the top, I remember, to, I think it was Gakpo, which was a good ball. And obviously scored the free kick. But I thought, playing out of position, I thought he played quite well, to be honest with you. It's only when Eze came on. Eze obviously went past him a few times, but that's expected because he's midfielder playing at right back. So, but nah, fantastic free kick. Fantastic free kick, man. That won you the game. But yeah, I agree, man. I feel like, and the thing is, people will say, well, Liverpool obviously didn't have any chances in the first half. And like I said, I've got no problem with trying to implement that style of tactic in the game. Like, obviously, you're going to go to Anfield. You have to try and nullify him somehow for a period of time. But that can't be the whole game, the entire 90 minutes. There has to be a period where you're like, okay. And for me, it has to be even. For me, 45 minutes doing that, 45 minutes trying to go for it and being a bit more expansive and attacking it a little bit more. I think when it's 70 minutes doing that, and then you give 20 minutes to kind of the attacking players, you're asking a lot for players to come on 20 minutes and change the game. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how often does that actually happen? Very rarely, really. Do you know what I'm saying? So, especially in a big game as well, like that. Obviously, it takes players 5 to 10 minutes to warm up to it, etc., get used to the game and that. But yeah, I just feel like the mentality, man, it's just a mentality thing, because people will kind of look at this game in isolation and say, well, again, it was a game decided by a quality free kick. But I feel like that's being very simplistic in terms of the overall view on Arsenal and Arteta when it comes to these big away games at the Etihad and at Anfield in particular, where none of the games, apart from one where we lost 4-1, do we have the intent to try and win the game? All of them. Actually, that might be... No, that's not true. The game last year against Manchester City, where we were 2-1 up before we went down to 10 men, I think we tried to win the game then as well, to be fair, after we went 1-0 down. But yeah, apart from them two, the others, man, it's just like we go there, and again, I understand it to an extent, but at the same time, it's just, for me, it's just not dynamic enough. It's just not attacking it enough, man. Because like, we've got good attacking players. Like someone said, Liverpool have had 2 games where they conceded 2 goals in each of the games against teams that, in terms of attacking wise or team wise, are not as good as ours. So we obviously offered the least amount of threat out of the 3 teams, or 4 teams if you want to count Crystal Palace. So just bizarre, man. Just bizarre. It's not like Liverpool can't concede goals. Do you know what I'm saying? You can get at them. We've seen it already this season. So bizarre, man. Big RS says Arteta had no belief, and that transmitted to the players, in my opinion. I kind of agree, man. I kind of agree, man. As well, I think that kind of lack of belief kind of transpans into certain, obviously, areas of the pitch and into the players, man. And starting Marino was, again, indication even to the fans. Okay, when I see Marino in the starting lineup and I see Eze, Odegaard, Ethan, and Max Dowman, Trossard all on the bench, I'm like, yeah, he's trying to sell for a draw here, like already. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Game of 2 halves. We were more threatening in the first half. We showed our champions mentality and found a way to stole draws from draws from victory. Yeah, I think in the first half, Arsenal probably were the better team. But again, we didn't really create too much. But again, you could say arguably Liverpool didn't really create too much in the game either. But I just feel like in terms of the overall, the mentality of Arsenal, how we set up, I feel like Liverpool were nullified because obviously of how we set up. I don't think Liverpool nullified us. I just don't think we had enough attacking players in certain areas to damage them. Like, we didn't have any... The only person that was trying to score or was having a decent game was Madueke. Everyone, all the other kind of players, there was no kind of combinations, there was no kind of link up, there was no relationships with them. You got Gyökeres on the pitch who needs balls in behind. You got no one in midfield that really can do it on a regular basis. Declan Rice, can't do it. Marino can't do it. You got Martinelli who can't do it. So it's like it's just a disconnect in all of those kind of forward areas, man. So it's like I'm thinking, okay, we're solid, but how are we going to score if it's not from a corner? Like, what combination, what 1-2, what scenario are we going to create to make sure we get a goal scoring opportunity? And we didn't in the game. And that's more on us, in my opinion, rather than how Liverpool set up. Because Liverpool, I feel like, was just kind of literally the same, really, in terms of how they set up in every game, where I feel like we definitely defended a bit more, not negatively, but a bit more, obviously, pragmatically, which is understandable to an extent, because, again, Liverpool are a good team. But you got to take the handbrakes off at some stage. Otherwise, again, we come out with not another victory, with another loss. You don't win. You don't beat Liverpool like that. You have to take some risks when they lose games, man. Do you know what I'm saying? You just don't beat them at Anfield like that, man. Sabazza had a bad game. He was man of the match even before the free kick, in my opinion. I thought he was good. I think the two best players, he was definitely up there. I think Madueke had a good game for us, to be fair. I thought Kirkes did well defending him, but it was a good little battle. But I think he was the most threatening play for us. I thought Mascara played well as well. When he came on from the Saliba injury, I thought he was a good addition. I thought he looked calm and composed on the ball as well. So yeah, there was a few, man. Big up Chris, exactly. He was up against Martinelli, who has no confidence, tells you everything. Yeah, Martinelli was very, very poor. Konate was good. He shepherded Victor Gyökeres very, very well, man. Very well. Kirkes was standouts, to be fair. They stepped up big time. Warring part for our title rivals at Arsenal got Arteta. Yeah, City's defense is going to be put out of the race. Liverpool also going to improve and get better for the rest of the season. Yeah, it's looking like Liverpool's again, if I'm being honest. I mean, I did say it was going to be them for sure. But yeah, it's looking like them again for sure, man. Big up Shay, edits, big up Liverpool. He says, big up RS. Newcastle with 10 men gave us more of a game. That's a bad indictment on Arteta, in my opinion. This is what I'm saying. It looked more threatening that Newcastle were going to win the game than with Arsenal, man. I think Arsenal were just... And the thing is, it's not because Arsenal don't have the players. That's the annoying thing. We've got the players. But, bro, it's like, what? Oh, man. Just be a bit braver, man. Be a bit braver in the game. On my watch along for the game, I was cussing until the 65th minute when we decided to test you. Lost my voice at the Sabozzo screamer. Unbelievable goal. City are not in the title race. Big up Dan, Man City fan. Obviously not happy with their defeat against Brighton. 1-0 up, losing the game 2-1. And that's 2 defeats out of 3, man. They're actually below Man United, which is crazy stat. I think that's one stat that you just wouldn't believe with how bad Man United have really been this season. They've actually got more points than Man City, which is crazy. I mean, they've only got, 2 less points than Arsenal. So, yeah, mad how the season works. Big RS is Madueke, your best attacking player. That says it all. You know what? Again, I'm not saying I'm rate Madueke highly or anything like that, but I feel like at least he tried. At least he tried to do it. He was doing the basics right. He was trying to win corners. He was having shots at goal. He was actually trying to score. Do you know what I mean? I think the others, man, obviously Gyökeres was defended really, really well against. Like Konate was touch tight. He wasn't letting him get an inch. And obviously he's a top class defender. So when it comes to obviously defending 1v1, he's very, very good at that. But also, again, you got to give him service as well, man. How many cutbacks did he have? None. How many times was he played in through the channel? Hardly any. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, you got to play to his needs. Otherwise, he's going to be nullified for sure. Big up Chris, I said it last season. Pep is shattered and he will walk at the end of the season. Yeah, I mean, his contract does end at the end of the season, so I expect him to be going, man. To be honest with you, I think City potentially maybe need a fresh idea anyway, a fresh manager just to freshen it up. Obviously, Pep's been amazing. 18 trophies is incredible. Probably, I don't think that will ever be topped in Man City's history, in my opinion. In terms of the period of time he's had and how many trophies he's won and what he's won as well. He's won every trophy, really, hasn't he? So, yeah, sensational work from him, from Manchester City. But, yeah, man, I think 10 years might be it for him, for sure. Big up Dan, it says Liverpool and Chelsea both look better than us and Cherky's injured. Pep cycle is over. I kind of agree, you know. I kind of agree. I feel Rodri getting injured was kind of the nail in the coffin, I think, in terms of, okay, this is, as well as obviously De Bruyne getting older and leaving, and obviously you guys like Bernardo Silva and Gundogan and guys like that he's depended on in the last 3 or 4 years, obviously getting older and stuff like that. I don't know what's happened to Foden either. Well, yeah, Rodri was definitely the kingpin of that kind of lead in that midfield, kind of being solid. But again, I don't think he's going to be as back to his best for a good while now, coming back from that long-term injury. So it's going to be very difficult for you guys to really get back to your form. Big up Tippy Tops, bro. Big up Mr. Battle Red. How did Arteta not start Eze? Is absolutely criminal. We will never lose in thanks to Arteta setup. We won it from a world-class strikes, more money. Yeah, 100%. I agree, man. I agree. I mean, again, like I said, and it's a good observation. Like when you look at the Arsenal team, how were we going to score from open play? Like how was it going to come about? Is that we're going to take something, Madueke doing something crazy, which is obviously very unlikely. I mean, Gyökeres needs service, and there's no one to give him the service in midfield because we've got two players that are more defensive-minded, really, when you look at that in terms of progressing the ball forward. Zubimendi was obviously at the base, so he wasn't close enough to Gyökeres to feed him in. So it's like how we were literally relying on corners, like literally relying on corners, man. It's crazy. So, yeah, man. I don't think it was good to do that the whole game. If there's periods in the game where you do that, that's fine. I don't mind that because again, you can't just be gung-ho and trying to attack every single time at Anfield throughout the 90 minutes. There is going to be periods of time where you have to control and just defend properly. But for me, again, it has to be balanced. It has to be split. You do that for 45 minutes, then you bring on your attacking players in the 45 and try and go for it. And that would have been we had the perfect platform, especially in the first half. Still 0-0. Liverpool quite quiet. Liverpool were never going to be as bad in the first half as they were in the second half. They were always going to show a bit more attacking threat, which they did. We rested on our laurels. We brought on the subs too late, man. The momentum was always in Liverpool's hands to the point where Eze and Odegaard didn't really have as much of an impact as maybe they should have done. Big RS says Madueke did okay, but fact he was your only threat was awful. Yeah, I agree. He should have been one of many threats. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I thought he did decent, to be honest with you. Big up Dan, said Pep hired Klopp's ex-assistant. He's run out of ideas. He needs to walk. Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of that high line, even with the second goal at Brighton. They were the type of goals that Klopp were kind of conceding when he was at Liverpool, because again, that assistant presses quite heavily, quite aggressively. So you're going to leave spaces in behind. So it just take a really disciplined kind of back forward to kind of nullify the kind of offside kind of rule on that. So yeah, I agree. Big up Dan, he says, I want Mascara back at City when Pep leaves. Oh, you want Mascara from Chelsea, yeah? Fair enough. Interesting. So good waking up to this Isak news. It's finally over. It looks like what ever happened has happened, right? Move for Newcastle to sell him. I need that a Guehi deal. See, the Guehi one, I'm not too sure you might even get him, you know. I can't lie. I can't lie, man. I feel like Palace are gonna need a replacement. Speaking of that, obviously, Oliver Glasner came out and says club must keep defender after Liverpool bid. Mark Guehi captained the Crystal Palace to a victory on against Aston Villa. He scored as well, kept a clean sheet too. Palace would be willing to accept a 35 plus £5 million in add-ons, but Oliver Glasner doesn't want to lose him. I mean, again, he doesn't really have too much of a choice, really, does he? Like, if the owner's like, well, we're selling him because he's going to go on a free. Remember, he's not signing a new contract. He can sign or agree, obviously, a pre-contract in January with European clubs, because, again, he will have 6 months left, or he can just wait till the end of the season and join Liverpool on a free next year with this big signing on bonus, depending on what he wants to do. But yeah, it's in Crystal Palace's best interest to take the 40 mil, because, again, it's the key time to sell him. The only thing is trying to get a replacement so quick. Obviously, he started the game against Aston Villa, scored a really, really good goal. Liverpool made a £35 million bid for Guehi on Saturday, which included a 10% sell-on clause. Liverpool, Palace will be willing to accept 35 plus 5, but also wants a replacement through the door. Again, they've got today, man. Today is the last day. They run out of time. Today is the last day to get this pattern up, to get this sorted out. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they need to do it, man. They need to do it. They need to do it for sure. So, but Glasner made his feelings clear with regards to what obviously Palace should do following the win at Villa, after reiterating the club will have the final say on the potential exit for Guehi. There is no deal, Glasner said in his post-match press conference. We can decide he's our player on the contract. We can decide it's up to us. Maybe that he's probably saying that in the conference to try and get obviously Liverpool to cough up some more money. The only one who decides if Marks has to say is our chair. This is what I'm saying. It's the chairman, bro. If the chairman's like, yeah, he's going, then I don't know. Glasner ain't got a choice. Our fans deserve to have the best players available. If we don't sell Guehi, he will accept it. He loves Crystal Palace and the team. And a fantastic goal as well, by the way. We had a fantastic start, unbeaten in those 6 games, winning the Community Shield, qualifying for the group stages of the Conference League. Obviously winning away at Villa, drawing away at Chelsea. They've only conceded 1 goal in the league as well. So they've had a really good start, man. Really good start. It's not possible and obviously they've lost Eze as well. It's not possible within one day to find a replacement who can play immediately in the Premier League. When you see our defensive setup, this is our foundation. Everyone knows exactly what he has to do. Everyone can rely on each other. Guehi isn't part of a small squad. He's our captain. We have to keep him. I told this to the chairman. It's not for me. I like Guehi. He's such a professional player. He's such a nice guy. But yeah, if what do you say? If we don't have the right replacement for me, it's clear to keep him. Joe Gomez has come up in discussions between the two clubs, but Liverpool will not allow him to leave on loan. I would be reluctant to sell him. Again, you know what it is with Joe Gomez? I feel like in terms of numbers wise as well, like again, you're kind of leaving yourself a little bit short if you kind of let him go and bring in Guehi. You want to really add Guehi to what you got. So at least you've got 4 centre backs, and then obviously you got Leone as well, who's kind of a younger centre back as well to kind of cover those 2 positions in it. So. But yeah, we'll see if they actually do it, man. Big ol' RS, he says, a long free kicks booted in the box from your own half, over $1 billion spent to play like Stoke City 2.0. You know what, RS, like, I wouldn't mind, like, I don't mind doing that if you add, obviously, quality football with it. Like, again, I think if you can obviously score from set pieces, it's definitely a strength. But when you're reliant on it all the time, it comes so jarring, like, you have to be able to score from open playing games, man. I've already seen a graphic that I think that we have the lowest expected goals from open play. The second lowest, sorry. Only Sunderland have got a lowest one in the league already in 3 games, even though we scored 6 goals. That just goes to show the goals that we've scored from open play that you weren't expected to score. When you actually think about it, we've only scored 2 goals from open play. Look, it was the Saka goal, which look where he scored it from. Looked like he should have crossed it and he scored it, went top corner. And then the Gyökeres goal where he took on 2 players and put it bottom bins. So they're not high XG goals, bro. They're not goals that are tap-ins or you're through on goal. We've not created any yet. Still, yes, we've had 2 hard away games, but at the same time, it's like we were doing this last year anyway. So Arteta has to change, man, or it's just going to be the same old, same old. Do you know what I mean? Mascara is the here to Pep at City, if not Enrique. Yeah, maybe, man. I think you will get a top quality manager after Pep for sure. But big up yourself, Dan. We got Chris who says Gomez did well too yesterday, but I would say to Palace we offer you Gomez. I don't know if you might be reluctant to obviously get rid of him as well, bro. I know AC Milan are after him as well, so very interested. Big RS says Glasner has no choice. Owner wants him sold. Palace can't afford to let someone go for free like Liverpool can. Yeah, 100%. Especially your captain, especially a quality player like Guehi. You remember they turned down 70 million in January for Mark Guehi, man, from Newcastle. 70 million pounds. To have 70 million turned down for him to go on a free would be crazy work. Gomez would suit back free at Palace, 100%. 100%. Villa wants Sancho. Why? I have no idea, man. I always thought there was going to be one of those kind of Fugazi kind of deals at the end where people are like, huh? Why is he going there? Or why what's actually happening here? Do you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, that's definitely kind of a weird one for sure. Definitely kind of a weird one for sure, man. But yeah, man. It's credit to Palace that teams want their players. Yeah, true. Going to be the same next season when Wharton will be linked with a move, 100%, bro. And again, it kind of shows you, especially when they're going on to win trophy. Well, they won the FA Cup. But yeah, even Mateta as well is another one. They've got good players, man. And Glasner's a good manager as well. So I do feel like potentially when it comes to Crystal Palace, there might be a few more teams after their players, even next season as well, to be honest with you. So it's definitely one to look at, man. It's definitely one to look at for sure. Well, yeah, man, big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm just going through because obviously Fabrizio is moving mad. So yeah, I'm just going through his tweets. Obviously, he dropped obviously Here We Go last night about Alexander Isak at 130. Apparently, it's 125. But yeah, he's obviously on his way to having a medical today, so that should be confirmed probably. Remember, the deadline's 7 o'clock. It's not 11. It's not one of those late night ones. It's 7 p.m. So, bro, if you're gonna get deals done, you gotta start now, innit? Like by 12, really, you gotta have to try and get some things in motion because again, you got till 7 to get the paperwork done. So yeah, a bit of an early one to obviously this window. Strasbourg obviously has completed the sign of Asensio as well. So that's completed too. Matt O'Reilly set to join obviously Olympiacos from Brighton as well on deadline day. So that's kind of a random one there. So yeah, he's going to Marseille. Marseille is signing a few players from the Premier League as well. Harder is going to Leipzig to complete his move. Obviously, he was linked with the move to Chelsea after Lindelöf's going to be ruled out for 2 months. So another key injury for them. Negotiations between Aston Villa and Manchester United continue for Jadon Sancho. Separate deal for obviously Emi Martinez, but both in the same conversation, trying to agree deals for both. Sancho has to decide his future today or eventually move to a non-European club. So yeah, he best just take the Villa move, man. Just take the Villa. All right, he's going Saudi. You know what I mean? He's learning Arabic and that. So it's crazy. I tell you what, Emery should be under pressure. Yeah, for sure, man. No wins. He's in the bottom 3. Remember, you're in the Europa League, so they've got Europe as well. But at the same time, Chris, how has he improved his team? Like, he's lost Jacob Ramsey. I'm trying to think. Obviously, Leon Bailey's gone as well. So in terms of squad depth, he's lost a few players, maybe because of PSR. Obviously, they've not replaced Duran. They didn't replace Asensio or Rashford, who was on loan last year. So their squad, I remember looking at it, they had so many attackers. Now they've got Watkins, and that's about it. You know what I'm saying? That's about it, really. So they definitely need to improve on their squad. They need to buy some players today, ideally, but we'll see if they do it, man. I'd rather keep Gomez, but he's only said about that's likely to leave. We don't know what. Oh yeah, Konate's only got 6 months and a year left, man. So it's crazy. We got RS that says AC Milan are confident of a deal with Liverpool for Gomez. Just read that. Yeah, just seen that as well, man. Donnarumma, here we go. Yes, Man City getting Donnarumma. That's another breaking news. I have to get onto that in a minute. But yeah, in terms of Sancho to Villa, I kind of see him being kind of the Leon Bailey replacement. I reckon it's going to be a loan, man. Another loan, man. Well, for me, yeah, that's a good move for him, bro. He's still in the Prem. I know, obviously, it's funny because he's going Man United, then he went Chelsea, now he's going Villa. It's kind of, but again, they're in European football, they're in the Prem, so there's still a chance if he performs well. Look at Jack Grealish. There's always a chance you could go to the World Cup, man. You just need to have a good season and be in the spotlight, and you'll be on the plane. So sometimes you have to go to a smaller club than what you're at, obviously, and play every single week and show them that you're one of the best players in the team. And maybe there might be a chance for him. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Obviously, Tottenham have made an inquiry for Moani as well. Interesting. Very good striker. Very good striker, man. But we'll have to wait and see with that. Again, Emi Martinez has told Villa he wants to join Man United, of course. He's trying to go to, obviously, a massive club. So we'll have to wait and see which keeper. You expect them to get either Martinez or Lemens. It's going to be one of them, surely. So we'll have to wait and see how that obviously unfolds in the day. And obviously, that was the break in. Here we go. Edison to obviously Fenerbahce. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place for the Brazilian goalkeeper to join Fenerbahce as well. Fee agree around 13 to 40 million euros to Man City from Edison has also got personal terms agreed. So yeah, so he's gone. He's out there. That was obviously going to be the case. He's leaving. So yeah, he's done. Obviously, that's a matter of really going to Marseille today. Henk PK, obviously, Arsenal and Bayer Leverkusen exchanging documents for that deal. Or Donna set to be announced today. He's already in London, so that's a new signing for Arsenal, number 8. Ryan Broby is going to be the new striker. Apparently, it talks with Sunderland, man. Number 9 from Ajax. Not easy, but talks on the way as they're trying to get done. As obviously, Guehi is expected to go back to Chelsea after the injury to Liam Delap. So, yeah, very interesting there. While Sunderland signed, yeah, that's a very good signing as well. Very good signing as well, man. Emery got tune out of Rashford on loan. Yeah, him and Asensio did well, to be fair. I think if it wasn't for the wages and maybe because Rashford wanted to go to Barcelona, I think potentially they could have kept it, man. They could have kept it. Wow, that's going to be fun. Martinez, Bruno, Cunha, the ego is going to be sky high. Yeah, yeah, man. You know what? Martinez does have mistakes in him for sure. Big up RS, man. He says, but he's better than Onana, but who isn't? Yeah, and obviously Bendia as well. Yeah, he's competent. He does obviously make a few mistakes. But Onana's just like untenable, bro. Like you can't even put him in goal. He'll just concede every kind of shot imaginable. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely going to be improvement on him for sure. Appenda to Juventus. Here we go. RB Leipzig are getting torn apart here in terms of their attacking players, man. No Xavi Simons, no Sesko. Now Appenda's leaving as well. They didn't get Nkuku. He went to AC Milan. Mawani deal off, and Juventus close to the deal for Openda on initial loan plus EG obligation. Total package 40 million euros, man. So Openda was obviously hot topic a couple of seasons ago when I think he got like 27 goals, but not so much last season. So we'll have to see how he does in Serie A. Exclusive, West Ham are exploring the move to sign Igor as a new centre back from Brighton. So that could be one to keep a hold of this obviously day as well. That's kind of the here we go there. Strasbourg going after a fallen player. And lose to Burnley from Benfica. And okay, that's a big kind of a big signing for them, to be fair. Have to wait and see how he does. Obviously, there's the break in Anthony. Terrell Betis. Here we go. 22 million euros plus 3 million fee to Manchester United. Man United will have a sell-on clause, 50% on profit for the future sale. That's a high sell-on clause as well. Anthony in Seville in the next 24 hours to get the deal done as well. You know what? You got to just get rid of the guy. It's a low fee, but with the sell-on clause, potentially if they sell him for another 20, then they're going to get 10 of that as well. So, listen, it's just better off the game off the wages, man, and just call it a day. Someone's obviously done a Photoshop of Isak in the Liverpool kit. That's funny. Well, yeah, man. It's crazy. It doesn't matter to them. They just go and take players from their feeder club to set up. Says RS. Yeah, man. It's true, man. It's true. I mean, but again, it's one of those ones where, again, it's kind of a food chain effect, isn't it? Like, you have these kind of players play a particularly level and obviously play very well, but you always know that someone bigger is going to come in and just swoop in for their kind of players eventually, man. Obviously, when they had Werner as well, was a kind of a similar thing, innit? Obviously, Isak arrives in Liverpool to sign a 6-year deal valid till 2031. The deal will obviously cost 125 mil to Liverpool, as Newcastle will get 130, including obviously solidarity payment. Liverpool and Newcastle already started exchanging all the documents overnight, so that's going to get done for sure. Remember, it's 7 p.m., so not a long thing. Alexis Sanchez, former Arsenal alumni, on the verge of joining Seville on a free agent after signing. After obviously they've signed Yaman there from Benfica. So yeah, he's going to be playing in Spain for Seville. So big up to him. Obviously, Guehi is back to Chelsea from Sunderland, and he's going to be part of the squad. Again, you can never have too many strikers, man. I mean, you even look at Arsenal yesterday, no striker on the bench because Jesus and Havertz are injured. So yeah, man, you can never have enough, man. You can never have enough. But yeah, big centre back here from Leipzig again, losing another player. Big Sunderland are spending the dough. Fair play to them, man. Fair play. Even if they get relegated, fair play, because at least they've tried. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of promoted teams not trying to spend money to try and obviously save a bit of money and see if they can stay up with championship players, man. At least they're actually having to give it a go, trying to buy players from top level European sides, man, and seeing if they can try and make it work. Man, they might have signed too many, but at least you can see they've obviously tried in it. Sunderland, the only serious newly promoted team. Yeah, in terms of buying players, for sure. Hopefully it works out for them, man. Well, yeah, man. And this was the here we go. Obviously, Donnarumma to Manchester City. Here we go. Deal done for the Italian goalkeeper to join the Manchester City project from Paris Saint-Germain medical this afternoon. Long-term deal agreed weeks ago and all done between the two clubs after Edison signed for Fenerbahce. So yeah, that is done, people. That is done. He's obviously going to do his medical. He'll arrive in Manchester after the international break, but all done and sealed with Man City. So yeah, they've got to keep him, man. It's going to be interesting to see him play out from the back. Very interesting, bro. Unless they change their style completely. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to have to, man. They're going to have to, in my opinion. For sure. They're going to have to, for sure, man. Well, obviously, that's opinion arriving. The discussions continue between Man United and Aston Villa for Sancho on a separate deal, but the same discussions. Emi Martinez and Man United still on. Yeah, on to Emi Martinez. Obviously, this was kind of breaking yesterday about him potentially going to Manchester United. It says, obviously, again, he was left out of the 3-0 defeat against Crystal Palace. The 32-year-old was not included in the matchday squad. After the game, Unai Emery told Sky Sports the club have to fix the situation. One of the situations we are speaking about is Emi Martinez, but we will see tomorrow. We have to fix it with him. Aston Villa are yet to win a Premier League game this season, losing 2 and drawing 1 of their opening 3. They're also the only club across Europe's top 4 divisions to have not scored a league goal so far this season. That's crazy. When asked by Match of the Day whether the club are looking to do any further business before Monday's 7 p.m. deadline, Emery said, "We need others, of course. I'm happy with the players we have, but we have to get something more in the squad. We have some circumstances that are not helping us tomorrow. The transfer window is closing. Hopefully, we can keep the balance with the squad after that. When asked about Martinez's situation by Sky Sports before kickoff, the Villa boss simply answered, bizarre to each question a reference to, okay, starting the match. Fair enough. Palace defender Guehi was named the Sky, scoring the second of their 3 goals. Man United are keen to address the goalkeeping situation, considering a move for the Argentinian keeper Martinez, negotiating again with Lemens. Lemens wants to join United, has been left out of the team in the Belgian Pro League club, but needed to make a sizable sale as they can meet the external loan that they've previously taken out. And Villa have been obviously linked with him, such if Martinez departs as well. But Lemens lacks high-level experience, while Martinez is a World Cup winner, 2-time FIFA Goalkeeper of the Year with 197 Premier League appearances under his belt. Yeah, I think it's going to be stressed by United sources that they'll only sign 1 goalkeeper at most before the window closes at 7. So it doesn't look like they're going to get a midfielder either, by the way. So I feel like that's going to be have a damning effect, on their kind of campaign, if I'm being honest, man, because I think they're going to have to change that kind of midfield structure they've got at the minute with Bruno and Casemiro at the minute, man, because I don't think it's going to be working long term. So, oh, man, crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe if you've not already. All that good stuff. But yeah, man. Obviously, a bit of a breaking news as well from a couple of sources. Exclusive, Plattenberg. Fabio Vieira is on the verge of moving to, obviously, Hamburg. Agreement in place with Arsenal. Vieira is on the flight on his way to a medical loan with an option to buy, man. Bro, this guy's, we can just, oh my days, man. I mean, this just goes to show you a lesson, innit? Don't get players that you can't get rid of, man. You can't sell. Because again, this is the third loan now? Or second loan? Bro, the guy is not good enough, man. He's not good enough. Lokonga will be unveiled. But big up Hamburg, though. Hamburg obviously taking Lokonga as well. So they're going to get Lokonga and Vieira on a double thing. So, but yeah, no fee. I don't think Lokonga's a fee either, man. So, very disappointing in that respect. We're not getting any money for any of these players. Because Lokonga has already completed a medical ahead of his permanent switch to Hamburg. And he can also be joined by Fabio Vieira on loan at the Bundesliga club. Fulham remain a possible option for Reece Nelson. That would also be a loan, while Arsenal and Marseille are still speaking about a possible move for Zinchenko, which is complex due to salary. Again, Zinchenko's kind of salary, man, is kind of what's going to cost him a move, man, because he's just on too much money. 150 for a left back is crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. As reported by Blessenberg, also have given Fabio Vieira permission to travel to Germany to finalize a season-long loan. Switch to Hamburg, which is poised to be included a buy option. A player traveling from Porto due to arrive in the next hour to undergo a medical. So that's 2 players out through the door. So we need Zinchenko out. There's a couple other men out as well. I know Ben Jacobs was reporting on it yesterday that it's just going to be a load of outgoings for Arsenal in the end, really. I don't think, apart from Hinkepie, I don't think we're going to sign anyone else, man. It doesn't look like it, unless you have like a surprise kind of Martinelli or Trossard kind of exit. Aston Villa are working on the deadline day move for Sancho. Man United are still trying to add a goalkeeper as well. A busy day expected for Crystal Palace club. Now in talks for a loan for Brighton's Julio, with the West Ham also keen. Could give some encouragement for Liverpool. Okay. And Mark Guehi, but that deal remains in the balance. So if they can kind of get that on loan as well, then they'll have a replacement, wouldn't they? So yeah, that might be a good way for Liverpool to get obviously Guehi over the line. Obviously, that's obviously West Ham signing a left back there. Nico Jackson's future remain ones to watch between now and the end of the window. An exit could still be possible. All parties assessing. Interesting. Very interesting there. Just going through the news there. Let's go through the news. Man City have agreed a €14 million fee for Edison to leave for Fenerbahce, but the deal will be authorized if obviously Donnarumma joins Manchester City. Again, obviously that's confirmed as well. I'm trying to find the news where he was on about Arsenal's outgoings, isn't it? I think I seen it last night. Let's have a look. Where was it, man? I'm sure it was Ben Jacobs anyway. Here we go. So yeah, a series of outgoings expected at Arsenal tomorrow. Obviously, that's today. Understanding Lokonga is close to joining Hamburg on a permanent transfer. Fabio Vieira could now join Hamburg on a season on loan. Stuttgart also keen. Obviously, Jakob Kivior is already in Porto finalising the move. Reece Nelson is still in talks with Fulham over a loan with an option to buy. And obviously, Zinchenko to Marseille remains one to watch. All parties are working on an exit. So all of these, maybe the Zinchenko one might not get done because of the wages, but all of these should get done for sure, man. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe. Villa 1 Elliot. Oh, big up yourself, man. Maybe that could be a decent signing still. Big up Donut, man. Big up Tots. Big up yourself, bro. Good to see you in the building as always. Big up Vuvu Doll Gaming, man. I hope Emmy doesn't go to United. He's better than that. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you are well. Big up Tots. Big up yourself, bro. Good to see you in the building, of course. Big up Kurt, man. My guy, what are you telling me about? Hopefully you're good? Are you happy with Donnarumma signing? You have to let me know in the chat, bro. Obviously, Edison going to Fenerbahce as well. Donnarumma got the here we go about an hour ago. So yeah, another good signing, man. Big up everyone in the chat. Big up Donut, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the chat if you've not already, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already, people. 20 million for Donnarumma. What still very good price. Very good price, man. But yeah, it'd be going to be interesting to see if you still carry on playing out from the back, because again, it's not one of Donnarumma's strongest points, playing out from the back. But again, man, he's a quality keeper, man, and I feel like he's the level of keeper you kind of need to replace Edison, because Edison's been really good for you for obviously the last 5 or 6 years or whatnot, helping you win a load of titles. So I think Donnarumma's got experience of winning, obviously, the Champions League now. He's won the Euros as well. So, yeah, overall, quality keeper, man. And we'll see how he gets on in the City shirt. What does that mean for Trafford now, though? Because, again, a young keeper, he needs to really play. He's not really probably going to get that much minutes now. Maybe the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Don't know, even Champions League, maybe. I'm not sure. But Donnarumma is probably going to be set to be your new number one for sure. At least I'm not trying to be like burning your leads. I agree, man. I agree, bro. I feel like fair play to them. At least they're showing some ambition. Do you know what I'm saying? It might not work. They might still get relegated, but you can't fault them in it. Do you know what I mean? Because again, it's one of those ones where as long as you show the ambitions to try and get these players over the line and improve your squad to a certain extent, then I feel like no one can really argue about your intentions of trying to stay in the division. But yeah, obviously that is the kind of thing there. And yeah, even getting some money for Edison, really, considering again, he was looking very unlikely to leave. Obviously, this was Ben Jacobs saying earlier, a couple of hours ago. Understand Mark Guehi to Liverpool looking unlikely as it stands. Still not off yet, but it has become difficult following Oliver Glasner's complaints last night. He wants to keep him. Gomez won't be sold to Milan unless Guehi joins. Says Alex Crook. And let me see what Alex Crook is saying. My Man United's move for Martinez or Lemens described to me this morning as in the balance. Have to get one over the line, in my opinion. I don't know why this is in the balance, bro. Getting a keeper is very, very crucial. I don't know why it would be. Like, neither of them are going to be massively expensive. You're selling Anthony. It looks like you're going to get rid of Sancho as well, Man United. Aston Villa are pursuing a move for Sancho on deadline day. So you're getting that over the line. So I don't understand why it would be, if I'm being honest, man. Where's my right back? I don't know. Do you think you're going to sign any more players, Kurt, man? There's always a surprise one in it. And I feel like, again, because the deadline is at 7, it's probably going to drop like midday. Like a surprise, well, out of nowhere, where you're like, what the hell? They're looking at them, or they're going to try and sign him. It's just going to drop randomly. I think that, yeah, there's definitely one more for sure that's going to drop, man. So we'll have to wait and see with that. But yeah, man, do you think you're actually going to sign anyone? I think Arsenal, in terms of their deals, I think they're done, man. But we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, he's come out there. Leandro Trossard is one of the names that Roma are following. The director of football has been in contact with Andre Berta about a deal. Interesting. Not sure about the source, though. But interesting. See how that one develops. Hamburg have obviously agreement in place with Arsenal to sign Fabio Vieira on loan with an option to buy. The player is currently traveling to have his medical. This is the latest outgoing situations. Obviously, they're looking like they're going to happen. Still question marks on, obviously, these two here. And then, obviously, maybe you can add Trossard in there. as well. So obviously Slot said if we play this game 10 times more in the same fashion, I think it's 8 times a draw. We win one time and Arsenal win one time. It was an uneventful game. You need a moment of magic, which we got from Bosley. But I don't know, man. I feel like because Arsenal, I think everyone's just waiting for Arsenal to kind of show them that, okay, they mean business this time, because there's been a lot of false dawns in it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that was a perfect opportunity to do it, but we just didn't do it. Didn't have the right mentality, in my opinion, to do it, man. But yeah, big up Donut. It says, how could Enrique sell Donnarumma? He's carried PSG to the Champions League and won it for them. You know what it is, Donut? I feel like, because remember, Donnarumma was on 250 grand a week, and I feel like the club didn't want to give him a new deal, because now you're giving maybe a keeper 300k on a 4-year deal. Because remember, he's only 26, so he's going to want a 4-year deal. That means you're committing 300k to a keeper on a 4-year deal, where you could just get someone that's a bit cheaper in terms of like fee-wise, and also wages much cheaper. I don't know how much wages the new keeper's on, but it's probably not going to be even on 100k, to be honest with you, because he's kind of more of an unknown keeper in it. So I think it's more about that, the contract they offered him. Because remember, they got him on a free, didn't they, from AC Milan? So they subsidized that by giving him the massive contract a week, because they didn't have to pay like any kind of transfer fee for him. But it was always going to be hard to sustain, because I can't imagine any keeper really being on 300, 400k. Like he's going to want a pay rise, isn't it? So I think that's kind of more the reason, bro, to be honest with you, is kind of the wages he was on there. Big up Vidal, we would get a surprise before 7 p.m. or would you say our business is done? I'll say it's done, my bro. I would say it's done. I think obviously Hincapie will obviously come in. That'll probably get confirmed. But yeah, unless we sell a Trossard or a Martinelli late on, then I could see, because I feel like it's definitely going to be now 1 in, 1 out in terms of, again, the kind of players that I named, they're expected to go. I don't think they're included. I'm talking about like people that are been in the squad. Like Trossard's been in the squad, Martinelli's been in the squad. Anyone that's in the squad that looks to get sold, obviously Kivior was in the squad, and now we've got Hincapie in, so that's 1 in, 1 out. Anyone that's in the squad that gets linked with a move that's getting sold today, then potentially I feel like there's kind of an opportunity to get something done. But again, it's still, it's 10 o'clock. It's still pretty early. I think if you don't really hear anything by 2, 3, then I think potentially that'll be it, man. But we'll have to wait and see. PSG are making a mistake selling Donnarumma. Yeah, I think, like I said, man, I think it's literally because of the wages, isn't it? And it's one of those ones. If you agree to obviously stay on the same wages, then yeah, but I don't know, man. It's something about it. I don't feel comfortable giving a keeper 300k, man. It's a lot, because they're still going to concede goals. He's a good keeper, in it, but I don't know, man. It's just a lot of outlay, especially if you want to sign like attacking players, and also as well when it comes to you getting like more attacking players. People will be like, "Oh, the keeper's on 300. I want at least 300. I'm a striker. Like I'm gonna help you win the game." Do you know what I'm saying? He'll help you maybe preserve a lead or keep you in the game, but I'm gonna help you win it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it just opens up a bad kettle of fish. But yeah, man, maybe he was, to be fair, maybe he was willing to take a pay cut. Maybe if they said, you know what, we kind of gave you the 250 because we signed you on a free. Like, can you obviously put your wages down a bit? Do you know what I'm saying? Can you go down to 200 or 150 or 180, and we'll obviously give you some signing on bonuses or something. So, but yeah, come on, City. Where's the right back, centre back, no midfielder? Listen, I don't know, man. You have to let me know. I don't know if you're going to be signing anyone else, to be fair. Yeah, it's always possible, because again, it's still pretty early. It's 10 o'clock, so, and you've already confirmed this deal, which may indicate that potentially you could be after someone else. But I don't know, man. I don't know who you've been linked with. I don't know if I've seen you linked with anyone, really, if I'm being honest, man, in terms of getting like a right back or like a CM or whatever going on either. So we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, man. The new keeper's highlight is working on the field. Is walking on the field. Says Donut. How much are City giving Donnarumma? I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. The transfer fee is worth over 30 million euros, which is about 23 million pounds or something like that, which is pretty cheap, to be fair. Donnarumma signs a long-term deal at Man City with a medical book today. But yeah, I'm not sure how much you're going to be giving him, to be fair. I bet it's definitely not going to be 250. I reckon he's took a pay cut for sure, man. Because I think his agent did say they're willing to take a pay cut to go to another club, innit? So yeah, if because you got rid of Edison, he was on 100, was he? Edison, or 80 or 90, around about that period of time or that price tag. So maybe you're giving him like 150 or something. which would be obviously a significant pay decrease. But even so, man, it's still a decent amount. Remember, keepers don't really get that much normally. I think De Gea was the only one that I can remember that was on 300k, man. And look how hard it was to get rid of him because he was not leaving. He was on a lot of money as well. So yeah, man. But yeah, it's not really come out in terms of how much wages you're giving him so far, bro. So but yeah, man. But yeah, it's one of those ones still. Fabrizio saying anything decent. Where's your big? You know what? Obviously, I was doing the shorts about it and that, and I knew, when something gets highlighted, it's coming to an end. It always happens every time. As soon as someone talks about something that no one even thinks about, whether it's the top 4 record or someone has scored, like a player scored against a team consecutively, and they start to highlight it just stops, and obviously it's done in it. But it's one of those ones, bro, where it was always going to come to an end at some point in it, to be fair. And yeah, it's over, man. Hopefully we can obviously get back on track against Man City in a couple of weeks. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, bro. But big up yourself, Kurt. I think Donnarumma will be on 200k again, and even that, bro, he's took a decrease, hasn't he? So yeah, man. Listen, it's one of those ones where, for City to get back to where they are, you definitely need a proper strong spine. Obviously, the thing with Rodri is you can't really rely on him to being fit all season because, again, he's still come back from an ACL. And even how well he plays as well, man, he might not be the same as he was before. A lot of players, man, don't come back the same. Do you know what I mean? Especially the older you get as well. This is why I'm surprised how Timber's actually come back, and he's kind of the same player that we had before. Do you know what I mean? And he had an ACL, but again, maybe he's a bit younger. Obviously he's like 23, 24. Obviously Rodri's like 29. So yeah, and again, not even age. Like this is what I've come to realize. Injuries affect players differently. Everyone's body's different, in it. So a man that could be younger could obviously recover slower than a man that's older. It's just everyone's body is just different in terms of physio and stuff like that, and how they are mentally. So yeah, man, I think it's one of those ones. But yeah, I think obviously even though Renders is going to be a fantastic signing in my opinion, I still think you need another one, man. I don't know. I could be wrong. And maybe like a centre back as well, but we'll see, bro. We'll see. But yeah, Manchester City obviously lost yesterday as well to Brighton, as well as obviously Arsenal 2-1, man. So a lot of pressure on both Arteta and obviously Pep to try and make sure Liverpool, they cannot walk away with it. Now they're getting Isak as well. You have to make sure you're not 6, 7, 9 points behind in November, man, because it's long. You're not catching them. We've seen this last year. You're just not going to catch them, man. So yeah, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Rodri would take a year, but apparently he wasn't bad yesterday. I mean, he was all right yesterday, to be fair. Well, I think you know what it is, Kurt. I feel like because he had such high, bro. He was literally the Ballon d'Or winner, man. He was like one of the best players, if not best player in Europe or whatever. Because his standards were that high. Even when he has a good game, obviously his standards is not going to go back to that level. Obviously, no, a year. It's going to take, like I said, a year. If he ever does go back to the level. And that's kind of the level you need to kind of be at the top in it, especially when you're not really got anyone else that can really get to that level as well at this current moment in time. So, yeah, man. But yeah, I thought he played okay, especially first half. I think first half, you probably should have been more than one goal up, if I'm being honest. You had a few other chances right on goal. The header he had, there was another chance as well. You had 2. So you were creating quite a lot of chances. But in the second half, I just feel like the momentum shifted when you conceded that penalty. And then after that, it just looked like Brighton was going to win the game. So kind of a weird one, man. City do need another midfielder. Yeah, I agree. I think getting in another midfielder would be key. Goalkeepers deserve more respect than they get. It's always that for players that get all the glory. Yeah, true. That is very true. I feel like definitely it could be shared out a little bit more for sure. As well, but you know what I feel like is hurting it, Vividal, is the fact that now keepers are expected to obviously or they judge more about their kicking rather than them actually saving shots out the goal, which for me still is the most important thing that a keeper needs to do. Is that obviously make sure they protect the goal. There's no point you being great with feet, but you can't save a shot. Look at Bravo was a perfect example of that, man. Great with his feet, but every shot that went in, every shot that came to is obviously a goal we just let in. So yeah, man, I think that's probably the most key thing about the situation, man. For sure. But yeah, City are so wasteful. Yeah, man, they are, bro. They are, man. I can't lie. They were in that game anyway. Even the Spurs game. I know you lost. I think Spurs definitely deserve to win the game. but you still had chances, man. The Haaland header, he should have scored. There was that Mamouche one-on-one, he should have scored as well. There was another chance in the second half. I don't know if it was Ruben Diaz from like a corner or a set piece. He headed it past the post. That was at 2-0. He should have scored. Like, you had a few chances, man. But you didn't put them away, man. So, again, it's one of those ones where until you put your chances away, it's very difficult for you to win games, especially when you're up against good teams. You have to make sure you kill them off. Otherwise, again, it can come back to haunt you for sure. But yes, obviously, Manchester United again. So this is probably going to be their kind of news, if I'm being honest, man. Man United are working on both Lemens and obviously Martinez. Only one will join Man United, but Martinez depends on Sancho included in talks with Aston Villa. Okay, so probably what they're trying to do is kind of say, can we kill two birds with one stone? We can get rid of Sanchez and get Martinez in. And obviously both teams are happy. While Lemens' deal remains on with 9 hours to go, people. So 9 hours. Remember, it closed at 7. 9 hours to go. Still a lot of time for a lot of different things to happen, man. But we'll have to wait and see if it does for sure. What's going to happen to Ekitike now? Liverpool got Isak. Very good question, bro. Very good question. I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest, man. Maybe Ekitike gets moved over to the left, or maybe Isak goes on the left. Maybe they play 4-4-2. They change formation. Maybe Ekitike is on the bench and they just kind of rotate. Because remember, they don't really have. To be fair, they did need a striker. I just don't know whether Isak was the right fit, considering Ekitike for me needs to just play week in, week out for sure. And up front, really. So unless you can kind of make it work with Isak, I think they're getting Isak now. He's going to be the most Salah replacement. And what I mean by that is that star player. Obviously, he plays more on the other side, on the left and up front, rather than Salah's on the right. But they're getting him in now, in my opinion. They're probably seeing, okay, there's probably not going to be any kind of star key plays we can get. That's Premier League proven right now. But let's get him while Salah's here. So when Salah obviously ends up leaving either this season or next season when his contract runs out, we've got a ready-made kind of level player to come in to score the goals, which is a smart move as well. So I think they're kind of sacrificing Ekitike maybe for this season where he might not get as much game time, but the next season where Salah's obviously moved on, then you'll probably see Isak or Ekitike move towards the left, man, and have them two both in the team together in it. So that's just my opinion. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Make sure you guys like the video if you've not already as well. But yeah, Crystal Palace is there as well. But yeah, man, I feel like potentially it could be a long day in terms of transfer news and stuff like that, man. I think there's going to be a lot going on for sure, especially with Liverpool, especially with Manchester United. Again, I feel like Man City might be after another player because it's quite early on. So that's another thing to obviously look out for as well. Well, yeah. Crazy, man. I don't know if anyone's about. Well, yeah, man. Do you think Liverpool deserved to win the game, or was a draw fair? Good question, man. I think, you know what? I think on the balance of play, I think our draw was probably fair. But at the same time, I feel like Arsenal kind of played with fire a little bit with kind of the negative tactics in the second half. I do think Liverpool showed a bit more urgency to score, but I think Arsenal were better in the first half. But I think no team really kind of created a lot of chances. But I think my frustration comes from Arsenal. It's not from an isolated game. When you look at the game in isolation, you could say Arsenal were a bit unlucky. It was a wonder strike from Szoboszlai. They defended pretty well. Could they have been more attacking? Yeah, but a bit unfortunate. But I think when it comes to Arsenal now, you can't really do the isolation when Arteta's been here 6 years. I think you've got to do it as a broad kind of scope in terms of, okay, this is the 6th year you've been here. You've not won at Anfield once. You keep doing the same kind of things that is not successful in terms of going there, being defensively assured, relying on set pieces, trying to see out the game. Anfield's a hard place to win. Obviously, Man City hardly win there as well. And they've had a much better team than we have in the last 5 years. So it's not an easy place to win. I get that, but at the same time, it's like, bro, for me, you just want to be a bit more positive. We could potentially have won the game if we had Eze starting, or Odegaard starting, or Ethan starting, or Max Diamond starting. And I think that's kind of where the frustration comes with me, because, again, I think Liverpool were there for the taking in terms of they've not been playing particularly great. They've been leaking a load of goals. obviously their performance are going to improve in terms of defensively against us, but we didn't really test the keeper, man, at all. And you could say they didn't really test ours, which is true, but I don't know, man. I feel like, again, it's one of those ones where people say Liverpool are at home, so the pressure is on them. But I think overall, in terms of Arsenal's overall arc, the pressure is on Arsenal to actually prove to everyone that they're capable of winning the title. I'm not saying go in there and we're guaranteed to win, but at least go out and try to win the game. Have a clear plan where it looks like, yes, we look very positive of trying to win this game. And I don't think we had that, man, in my opinion, man. I don't think we had it. Also only had one shot on target, and I couldn't remember what it was. It was the Madueke one from the corner, bro. That was it. That was literally it. Arteta made a mistake not starting Eze, and this is what I'm saying, bro. And this is the issue. And like I said, Kurt, listen, Anfield's a difficult place to go, and with Arteta setting up in the first half how he did, full cool. Obviously, Liverpool didn't have a shot on target in the entire half, so obviously we nullified them pretty well. But in the second half, you've got to then change your tactics and actually go for the game. You've put like a good platform for us to be 0-0, which again, to nullify Liverpool is obviously very difficult. They've got very good attacking players. But there's no point doing that if you're just going to do that the rest of the game, because then you're just inviting pressure on you. Liverpool are always going to come out and be a little bit better than they were in the first half, for sure. They made some tactical tweaks. They will try and play balls over the top, trying to evade our press. Our midfield kind of trio, that was very solid. That protecting our back four. They just went over it with balls over the top. So, yeah, man. It's crazy. Thoughts on Arsenal should have had a penalty? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one of those ones, man. I don't know, man. To be honest, when I seen it, I wasn't saying, "Oh, that's a Stonewall penalty." He does hit his arm, but again, for me, I think what saves him is the fact that like he can't see the ball until he literally hits his arm. So like he's behind the player, in it. It's not like, and he doesn't make a motion to like, you know, that kind of nudging motion, like, or that forward motion to try and move towards the ball. It kind of just hits him in it on the arm. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not blocking it. He's trying to go for a header and it hits him. Some people will give it. So yeah, it just depends, bro. It just depends. Big ol' Latvian Guna, man. Make sure you go over and subscribe to Latvian Guna. A real one. Always, bro. Whistle to Newcastle. Here we go. Oh, swear. Oh, say less. Let me have a look, bro. Big up yourself for letting me know, my guy. Let me refresh this. Fabrizio Romano. Dropping the bombers here, there, and everywhere, man. Let's have a look, man. Transfer deadline. Wow. Okay. Whistle to Newcastle. Here we go. Deal verbally agreed right now between the clubs. £55 million. Hey, listen. There's fair enough for Brentford, man. Getting 60 M's, man. Fair enough. Fair enough. Brentford accepts formal proposal from Newcastle, and Whistle on his way for a medical today after Isak gone. Whistle and Werner made up. Listen, to join Eddie Howe. I think that's probably the best out of our situation, man. They're gonna have two good strikers now, and we have to go from there. Just forget about Isak, but beat them up, man. Fair enough. Damn. Another here we go. Sancho to Aston Villa. Deal in place, an initial loan from Man United. Green light from United, and deal sealed with the formal steps to follow. Sancho will join Aston Villa. Flipping out, that's kind of come out of nowhere in the last 24 hours. So yeah, fair enough. So yeah, Sancho to Villa. Fair enough. Big up Tots, big up yourself, brother. Hope you are well. Sat this bomb now. Listen, man, it's the same old problems with Arteta, bro. It's the same old problems, man. Like I said, I wouldn't even mind it if he would have went out attacking and we lost the game, but at least we showed a bit of intent to try and win the game. Because then, you know what that would have proved? It would have proved that at least he knows in his mind he has to be less risk averse. He has to try and go for it. He has to try and trust these players to try and win him the game. Do you know what I'm saying? Instead of being cautious first. Because again, you're not going to do anything when you're so cautious, man, in these games. Newcastle already spending that Isak money then. Yeah, for sure, man. 55 mil. Considering they only, I think, bidded 35 the last time. So they just thought, you know what, no messing about. Final day, we need to get the player in. Just pay what they want. We've got the money now, 125. So yeah, with obviously Vordermader and obviously Wissa. I think Vordermader was like 65 million or something like that. This is 55. So it comes across with add-ons probably the same what they got rid of Isak for. So yeah, man, two players for the price of one. And I think both of them will definitely add something. At least Wissa is Premier League proven as well. And hopefully that can improve Newcastle's goal scoring kind of drought. Because I don't think, apart from obviously the Liverpool game, they haven't scored in the other two. So yeah, man. But yeah, good signing. I rate Wissa, man. I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player, actually. So But yeah, man. Big up FC everyone in the building, man. It's been another good stream. But yeah, I'm going to head out now. But yeah, it's going to be another day of obviously all the kind of drama of the transfer window, man. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some more news and more deals for Arsenal. But we'll have to wait and see for sure. I can't really see it happening, man, apart from Hingaby. So we'll have to wait and see. But big up everyone that's obviously tuned in, man. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you, man, on the flip side, man. Don't hate to play at the game. Until next time, people, I'm out. Peace.